Hello, this is Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be the December 2021 Tarotscope for the sign of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, I have laid out the cards for you. This is the first week starting on November 29th, which is a Monday. And so that's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5 takes us up through the new year. Let me just check my dates again here. Yeah, New Year's Eve is a Friday. So this is that last week ending on New Year's Eve. So I've got one oracle card and I've got the 5 weeks of tarot cards, so let's jump into it. All right, the first week, the first card is the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands says, get on with it. There's no time like the present. You've planned, you've searched, you've researched, you've got your army, your army of people together. Now it's time to do. The King of Wands is saying, go forward. King of Wands is a fire sign, so this is you. This is you planning everything out, strategizing to the hilt, not spending too much time on it, but moving forward now. So you're ready. You're ready now. And then we also have the Knight of Wands, which is also now. Let's start moving. So I'm going to say, Sag, that you've had some things in the works for a little while now, and you're ready to get going on it. You may have people in your army who are younger than you and are also fire signs, but both of these wands here, King and Knight, are, excuse me, did I say Page? I meant Knight. King and Knight are both saying, it's time, move now, get going with it now. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is the card of victory. And you'll notice in this picture that the witch obviously is being awarded and lauded for her victory and how wonderful she is and all the wonderful things she did, but it's also showing her giving some of her accolades, some of her bounty to someone else, saying thank you for helping me achieve this honor. So that's you. You're going to be gracious in victory. So whatever it is that you're starting here in the first week, now, you're going to be victorious. And in the second week, there will be some sort of a celebration for it. Now, this celebration could also be for something else. It could be for somebody's anniversary or a birthday or something. But nevertheless, it's just showing that you are celebrating with loved ones. And then in the second week, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And this is the beginning of something new. And that's really, really exciting. And you know, that's probably what you're ready for after finishing so victoriously with your other project. However, the next card is the World, which usually means the culmination of something. Now, I'm going to say that the World card here is referring to the things that you did here in the first week or that you finished up in the first week and that you're actually celebrating. So that chapter comes to a close and then you're ready to start something new. And you have another ace here at the beginning of the third week, the Ace of Swords. Now this ace is saying that you're going to be starting something that's a little more intellectual, a little more having to do with communications. The Ace of Pentacles here is just showing the beginning of a new chapter of prosperity. This is showing a new chapter, a new era for communications and I guess cooperation with other people. So that's pretty exciting there. And I also want to point out at the end of week 1, we have the eclipse on December 4th. And at the end of week 3, we have the full moon in Gemini. The next card is the Chariot. And in this deck, the Chariot is showing that it's a crossroads. So you do have to make a choice. But I think that you're on kind of a high, on kind of a roll from all of this success that you're experiencing. So I don't think you'll have very much trouble in making that decision, Sag. And then we come to the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is probably somebody who's supporting you, helping you, somebody who keeps things a little bit at a distance, is not standing right next to you. So this is not like a spouse or anything. It is somebody who's advising you, I'm thinking. And they like to keep somewhat arm's length when they're doing their advising, because they are an emotional person and they don't want to get too wrapped up emotionally. But this is somebody that you can definitely depend on for good advice. In the fourth week, we have Temperance. Now, Temperance, I got to tell you, all three of you fire signs have gotten Temperance. So I guess the message for all the fire signs is take it easy. You don't have to come in with all guns blazing. You have to start, you have to make a start, and you have to let things get going, but you don't have to go crazy with things. Moderation in all things, including moderation. So, you know, if you're going to eat well, but you don't have to eat everything on the table. If you're going to exercise well, but you don't have to go crazy running 18 miles every day. You know, exercise in moderation. Even work in moderation. Take your breaks, enjoy your loved ones. Work-life balance is an exceptional thing, and that's what the Temperance card is telling you. And then we have the Three of Wands. Now in this deck, the Three of Wands means that your success is close at hand. So the things that you've started with the aces here, you're already going to succeed in them. Or it means that you're working towards success in those projects or the project. I don't know if it's one or two. But it's showing, again, another success. And that's good, good, good. And then, all of a sudden, Sagittarius, you get the Tower. Now, the Tower doesn't necessarily mean the project's halt. It could mean that there's a sudden shift in something having to do with those projects, or a sudden shift in your life, which may alter the way you participate in those projects. So that's something to keep in mind for the fourth week in December. Then we have the King of Swords. Now the King of Swords is another person who's going to be in your corner helping you, but also at arm's length. This is a person who plans, he uses his words. Hello, you started a project with swords. So you have the King of Swords there helping you with advice, with his words, staying at arm's length. He's not going to do the work for you. He's not going to do the planning for you, but he's giving you some really, really good advice. So take his advice, because you're going to need it. Because right after the King of Swords, we get the Ten of Wands. So I think with this Tower card, I think what has happened is that you've lost some of your army, some of your workers, and you are trying to personally pick up the slack. That probably isn't the best leadership decision to make. Probably what you should try to do is find people to replace somebody who left, or to maybe even to job out, to contract out that piece of the project, so that you don't actually saddle yourself with a huge burden, because that's just really not efficient and effective for you to continue to lead this project. And the final outcome is the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, you've been having a lot of success in this. So the Wheel of Fortune could say, okay, you're in for a time of rest now. You've been active, 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 active. Maybe now you need to just come to, not a halt, but maybe now you need to pull back and just rest. It could mean that your projects take longer, because you've been having rapid progress. So maybe things slow down a little bit. It is the end of the year. A lot of things slow down at the end of the year because people are on vacation. People are taking their time off so they don't lose all of their paid time off credits. It is a time when people even change jobs. So, you know, Wheel of Fortune is just saying things can be however you want them to be, but you need to make choices. So it doesn't necessarily mean for you that what goes up must come down, meaning that you've been successful, now you're not going to be successful. I'm not saying that, Sagittarius. I'm saying that there could be some choices that you need to make now, probably about work-life balance, probably about that Temperance card, that you really need to look at seriously, because you have been going fast and furious for the whole month. So take it easy sliding into the period around the last week of December. Don't go crazy with New Year's, and really assess what it is that you're trying to achieve in your life. Now, some of the more spiritual aspects of these cards I think we should look at too. That, you know, very often the things that we feel most prosperous and happy about are things that really, really make us feel proud of our accomplishments. And that may not be only things that bring in money. That could be things that make your heart feel good. So it could go back to more of the, you know, generosity and helping others and lifting others up. I think that's a really big message in this too. And that's why you're getting the Ace of Swords, so that you can talk to people, maybe inspire them to lift others up themselves. And you also have the Celebration card, which is also lifting other people up, including yourself, and just having a really good, joyful time, which is really good for your heart and soul. Also, when you come to the Chariot, you could be making decisions that you know, one way would take you into a more spiritual path, one way would take you into a more capitalistic path. So again, with the Chariot, you may be looking at a more spiritual choice over a more capitalistic choice. And know that, you know, this is why the King of Cups keeps at arm's length. He wants to stay in touch with his spiritual roots. He does not want to lose that, which is why he doesn't want to get too involved with things. Same with the King of Swords. He also wants to stay in touch with his roots. He does not want to become too involved emotionally either, but for different reasons. So keep in mind that all of these cards are saying that you can go down your spiritual path. You do not have to give that up in order to experience success, Sagittarius. You definitely can have all of those things and a spiritual fulfillment as well. Now let's look at the Oracle card. It is Theta of Venus. And this card is saying that you have power within you to cultivate helpful energy for others and lifting others up. Okay, so this card is saying that you are in this lifetime on a very spiritual path, and that you're ready for higher understanding and to see things in a new and more positive light. It talks about the planet Venus and what that is all about, and bringing people into fifth dimensional reality. It also talks about the souls of Venus, her sons and daughters who have come to the earth and are not spiritually bound by the mass consciousness of the human collective. They are beings who have been incarnated into the earthly realm in order to help bring people up to the fifth dimension. So people have to go, you know, we all start out with third dimension, and then we're lifted up to fourth dimension, and then fifth dimension. And this is where a lot of very conscious, very woke beings are existing and playing in now. The fifth dimension allows us to help one another. It's the plane of cooperation. Hello, Ace of Swords and the King of Swords. So you are a part of this group of beings who are here to help other humans in their spiritual journey. You're here to lift yourself up, yes, but also to help others lift themselves up. So you're always reaching down a hand and reaching up with your own hand. And that's what this lifetime is really about. Theta of Venus. You are magical, and you're able to give of yourself. I mean, this is a pretty magical reading here for December for you, Sagittarius. And you are a pretty magical sign. So what Theta of Venus is saying is that your lifetime here is really about lifting yourself up and showing others how to do it as well. And there's a word for people like you, the way showers, the people who are able to be not just light workers, but way showers. Allow other people to see the path that you have trod and lift up those people who need the helping hand. Very interesting reading, Sagittarius. I hope you liked it. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know how this hit. I hope it made sense for all of you, or some of you at least. And yeah, I'll see you next time.